What up, everybody? The Supertransfer podcast. Your boy Curtis, episode 3. I got one of my favorite people here. I ain't even gonna call her a guest. And if you wonder what type of water I'm drinking, I'm not giving out no free promotion, so they gotta call me and I can put your label here. Okay. So with that being said, I got my girl Torri Griffin, the artist. Torri Gordon, if you know her personally, but it's Torri Griffin, the artist. First person I did a record on. This is my girl. We friends before we are professional. One of the nicest people, sweetest individuals, just a dope person all around. I can't even front on it. This is just like one of the best people. If you don't know her, it's your loss. You need to ask God what you did wrong. So, with that being said, Torri, say what's up to the people.
Hey everybody, yes, I am God's gift to the world. Thanks, Curt. That's like the best introduction anybody's ever given me. But
Yeah,
yes, hey.
because I'm awesome. And I'm glad.
Absolutely.
Because I'm awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Torri,
What's up?
it's crazy because you do so much. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think
The most.
you're right. I don't think people realize how effective or efficient you are in so many different arenas. Some people know you as a singer. Some people know you as a worship leader. Some people know you as an author. Some people know you as a cook. Some people know you as a friend. Some people know you as a wife. There's a couple people.
Only one. Only one.
I'm just saying. And then you got a couple people that know you. Not a couple people. Yeah, a couple people that kind of know you as a mother. Not necessarily a mother figure to them, but then you got one person that really you are a mother. So it's like you wear a lot of different hats. A lot of different hats. So let's talk about talents.
Okay.
I don't want to hear about yours. Tell me, what are you doing? Because it's so much. I just really don't even want to talk about it.
Oh man. I don't even know where to start. It's like
Let's start with the music.
The music, yes. So I'm a singer-songwriter, of course.
Facts.
I write for myself and others. Big ups to Jay-Z. You know, I share that. We both have that on our resume, so that's pretty awesome.
That's strong. How many albums have you had? Have you done so far in your career?
Four albums, 2 mixtapes.
2 mixtapes, 4 albums, and you wrote on all of them.
Yeah.
Now this ain't fake. Like you wrote a couple of hooks. You did the majority. Of
Oh no, I write songs.
Actually, no.
No, I mean, and yeah, I write songs, and I mean other people wrote on the albums too. Like I have some people that I have been blessed to get songs from because the songs are so strong. They're so strong as writers. So you know that whole iron sharpens iron thing. I'm for other writers for sure. I love collaborative work.
Okay.
That's a huge part of how I got my start as a writer, as a musician, as an arranger, working in choirs, working with musicians, working with bands. So everything from singing on a weekly broadcast as a kid to training choirs by the time I was in junior high, traveling around the world, singing show tunes. Whatever it is, I could do it. And it was fun, not in that kind of way, but I've learned now as an adult, you know, the pressure is not on me. They're like, well, do you ever get scared? Are you ever nervous when you go in a session? What if you don't, what if you can't deliver? What if you can't write the song? You know, that's a lot of, I'm going to be honest, a lot of writing gigs I get are people paying for the experience of seeing, is it really true? Like, can she just come in and just write whatever about whatever, whenever, like right there. So that's fine, because run it. I can do it for sure. But
that's a real thing. I felt that was a real thing.
But I mean, that's the fun part of it. Like everybody has, you know, all of us have multiple things probably that we can do, but everybody has that one thing that they would do for free, but they're so good at it they shouldn't. And that same thing is the thing they could do with really minimal effort.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's not heavy lifting.
Name some of the, and this is the name drop segment because I want people to know. Name some of the producers you work with, you know, that you wrote for or wrote with. I mean, I know some of them Grammy Award winners, some of them hood legends, and some of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, first of all, for people who don't know, we're from Chicago,
Right.
so that it breeds greatness in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not from here and you come here and you stay here long enough, it rubs off on you. There's an energy here. There's something to me in the water that kind of makes our creatives not just the best, but really aware of that bestness.
Yeah.
But it's not arrogant. It's not a prideful thing. It's not, a negative thing. When I write, when I speak, when I open my mouth, God is doing the work.
Okay.
So I trust him to show up. He's not going to embarrass himself.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, I know exactly where my gift comes from. I know exactly the channel with which I need to plug into to get what I need.
That's crazy because you kind of convicted me because Curtis just be saying what Curtis want to say. I don't know when the last time I done said what God want me to say.
No, what I mean is all good and perfect gifts come from God.
Right.
So when I write, for example, and it's the same when you're writing a book. We've written books, we do cookbooks, we do all that stuff. It's like when you do that, you have to be a conduit. You have to do your part. It's not like you're not doing nothing. You got to read, you got to study. You have to expand yourself experientially in every way that you can so you have a well to pull from. But essentially, man, I got so inspired like watching other writers in Chicago because all of us are so different. And so that creates a sense of community because there's something that all of us need from the other. Like, we both are really good friends with Isa. She has such a vibe. Like, I'm not a vibey person. I'm probably boring them right now. I'm a technical person, but she has such a vibe. BJ has such a vibe. And then you go to the younger generations. And I say younger because I'm almost 40.
Yeah.
I went to something called Ox Jam a couple weeks ago, and
I saw that. I wanted to go, and Kenzie was there.
Yeah, it was great.
You work with Kenzie?
Yes.
That's crazy.
That's my brother. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I can't deal with it. So,
Marcus Kenzie, what's up?
We love you.
I might need to call you. You can come on here and talk about some of this. But yeah, Kenzie.
I was at Ox Jam. He performed, did an amazing job. Kenzie did an amazing job. He had the Low Sisters with him. You had Josiah and Leonard Maddox Jr. who...
Did you work with them?
I guess technically, yeah. We all know each other. It's Chicago, as big as it is very small.
You gotta remember, some of the people watching may know these people, may not know.
Oh yeah, all of these people are famous, but I just happen to be there. I'm not, the show was great, but at the same time, I did get the vibe like, dang, I'm the auntie. Like, people come up to you and be like, man, it's so great to see you out, man. Wow. Like,
I feel so old because they do that to me now when I go. They be like, man, you came out? Man.
Oh, it must be going to be something tonight. We brought out the OGs. I'm like, oh my God. Hey, auntie. That's like my energy now.
I
so.
got my Mississippi sign, so I'll be out tonight.
Yes, barely got a babysitter, and I'm out.
So let's go back with the name drop.
Oh no.
Monte.
Yes.
Rex.
Yes.
Rex Hardy, Monte.
Monte Falon. He is my creative partner, Zenith. Like, he and I are able to sit in a room and really make magic. We have this incredible synergy. And I love you so much. We've written probably for 20 years now.
Wow.
At this point, we've worked together for 20 years. So he is like...
What about Little Man?
Little Man is my brother. He introduced me to my husband.
What?
So, he's on a different echelon. Like, he used to joke with us all the time, like, hey, pay me my homage. I did that. I put that together.
Pay me my homage. That sounds like him.
But, he's amazing in every aspect of his artistry and giftedness.
Barris
Bolton. Listen. So,
That's an OG.
He's an OG. I've known Barris longer than all of them, probably everyone else you named, because he used to play at my home church.
Wow.
When I was a shorty, yeah.
Who else we got? I know I'm short on that list. I can start
That's
naming
good.
everybody.
That's good. You know, I don't be into that, man. Like I just want to love everybody.
But see, here's the thing, though. You know, when people watch these, they, you know, we use the names. We say some people, and people don't identify. When you say you write songs, they're like, "Oh, what song she wrote?" Well, you don't know until you associate them with names, and then eventually they get a name. They like, damn, like she worked with so and so. Yeah, she worked with so and so before. Yeah, well, how much she worked with? What song she write? Now it's a different vibe on it, so you got to kind of tell people like.
You know, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm in my own little room, and I have a test kitchen where I do recipes all day. So I don't think about this kind of stuff.
So talent, you also cook.
Yeah.
You write recipes.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? This
you gotta eat every day.
You do. You ain't gotta sing every day, but you definitely
gotta eat every day.
Fact.
So I grew up in a family. Shout out to the Griffins. Where cooking was a communal thing, and that's how we exchanged love. That's how we fellowship. That's how we built. That's how we laughed. Those are our memories. They're connected to opportunities to eat and to cook together.
How much did you learn from Grandma and Granddad Griffin about cooking? Rest in peace.
Yes. Man, about cooking and about life, because a lot of the analogies are the same.
So which one of them was the cook?
Both of them.
Both of them. I already knew the answer to that.
Both of them.
So
now, Grandma could do it all. She could bake. Because for those of you who don't know, baking is a different thing than cooking. Cooking is a passionate experience. You can cook from your soul. You can say, oh, a little dash of this, a little dash of that, till you feel a vibe coming.
Yeah.
That's cooking. Baking
is technical.
It's brilliant in its execution. You have to be flawless.
Miss if you want to.
Put more baking soda than you're supposed to.
That's what I'm saying.
And watch what happens. So it's like, you know, that's a whole different art. She was great at baking. She was great at cooking. They had their own barbecue joints. They made their own barbecue sauce, like all that kind of stuff. So it was a big deal. And then
what was the best dish your grandfather ever made? Like if you, right now, if you could have it, what was it?
Oh man, and it's gonna sound crazy because I'm a fake vegan, but I would have the skirts from the ribs. So because we had barbecue every day. Like I don't eat food with bones in it.
You don't like that? Yeah, people don't know that's a little.
Yeah, I don't eat like chicken wings, all that kind of stuff. Yes.
You gotta be boneless.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not a heavy meat eater. There are times when I'm like, I want a steak. I want a 32-ounce porterhouse. But
and then it's kind of
it's like,
some cabbage.
Yeah, let me have some chickpeas. I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's the part of the rib. For those of you who don't know, on a St. Louis spare rib, there's a part of the rib cage that is just only this tender, juicy, well-marbled pork. It has no bones. It's just the end. So like when the ribs end, it's like the little flap of flaps. I don't know. But when you cook it and you cut that little flap off, it's like a rib, a McRib. It doesn't have the bones. It's the same meat. It's the same flavor, but no bones.
No bones.
So he would make that just for me. And so, yeah, I would have that.
Favorite dish your grandma made you can have right now? I take that. That's tough.
It's tough.
Give me favorite dish and favorite dessert.
Favorite dessert is something called a butter roll.
What is that? She put her hand on her head. It's too much.
It's too much because thinking about it makes me
emotional.
But in a good way.
Because
I really wish I could taste it.
She's like, please, where's a butter roll? How do you? What is? I'm honestly asking. What is that?
You make dough similar to biscuit dough.
Got it.
You roll it out maybe a half-inch thick, so that's pretty thick. Not as thick as a biscuit, but pretty thick.
Okay.
The texture of it is part biscuit, part pie crust, and part croissant.
Oh, so like a mix of all three?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it has a flakiness to it, but when you add this milk custard, which is basically milk, eggs, cinnamon, sugar.
This sounds like a honey bun.
It sounds like a honey bun, but it's better because it doesn't. This is the perfect thing that for somebody that doesn't like cinnamon. I'm not a huge cinnamon person. I'll deal with it. Some people are like, give me cinnamon toast crunch through my veins, but not me. This doesn't have a whole lot of cinnamon, and it's so luscious and rich and custardy and wonderful. And now I'm hungry and I miss my mama.
Man, so I ain't trying to harp on it.
No,
it's just that like I've never heard of that. Now, what meal that like she would cook? You'd be like, oh yeah, I gotta have that every time she cooked that.
the only reason I don't have an answer is because all the stuff that I love that she make, I made her teach me how to make it, or she taught me how to make it.
That's some petty stuff that you would do though.
Like, cause I love her dressing. I'm not a stuffing person. I'm not a dressing person. It's too many mystery items. It's too much going on. People put too much stuff in dressing. It's like, I don't want that. I want just regular cornbread dressing and savory cornbread dressing, not jiffy cornbread dressing. What is these young grandmas out here doing?
Well, these kids is.
But she taught me how to make it. She taught me how to make it her way, so I know how to make it. Like, I love her pickled beets. She taught me how to do that. Let me tell you what I just made randomly a couple weeks ago. I went and bought up like 2 big things of pears and made pear preserves. When I tell you...
So you put that on like toast in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You could put it on pancakes. You could put it on anything. It tastes so good.
Make pear preserves? Isn't that it's a time associated with that?
Well, yeah, it's an overnight process. So you peel the pears, cut them up, cover them in sugar, and leave them out overnight. Put a towel over the pot, leave them out overnight.
In my family left them out for days. It was more than
that. It don't have to do that though.
Yeah, I don't know.
These pears ain't down south pears either.
I'm like, I'm sitting there like, nah, it never was 24 hours. I'm sure it was. This was a week. They ain't ready yet. Like, okay, all right. Well, when they gonna be ready? Not yet. Okay.
No, your people was making moonshine. They fooled you. you thought you was getting pear preserves. You was getting lit.
So, how do you multitask and manage all of these things that you have going on? Writing recipes, songwriting, singing. You know what I'm saying? Authoring books, because we didn't even get into that talent that you write books. You and your husband, a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Y'all doing things, you know what I'm saying? So how do you manage all of this in a day? Like, what are you doing?
Oh man, copious notes. Copious notes and a very regimented schedule. You've known me for long enough to know my schedule at one point in time was do whatever I want.
When I get ready.
And start over the next day.
Okay.
Those days are so far behind me. Not just because I'm married and because we have a son and, those things. If a kid has to go to school, guess who got to get up every day at that same time? And get them dressed and get them ready for school and take them to school and make sure that, and then so you're on having other responsibilities and obligations put you on the schedule. As an artist, that's counterintuitive for us. I would rather go to the studio late evening and work until I'm tired of working. And that may not be till 3 or 4.
That's not your reality.
That's not my reality now. Unless it's for a specific purpose. The last album I did, I went to San Diego for 3 days and did the album. We wrote everything from scratch, recorded everything, did all the production, all in those 3 days.
72 hours.
Yeah. It's like when I know I have to be in grind mode like that, or, for example, nobody is making me do that. I like to challenge myself. So it's like when I know I have to do that, then I can deal with that. But on the everyday, like I don't take sessions now that don't work in my schedule. As a young writer, as a young whatever, especially as a woman, you're trying to assert yourself. You're trying to, make waves. You're trying to make sure that people are valuing your skill set and not trying to smash. So it's like you have to work so much harder. So as a young woman doing it, yeah, I was putting in them hours because I wanted to be the last man standing. I wanted to be the person that was going to finish. I didn't want to leave the studio if the song wasn't done. You know what I mean? So it's like, as a young person, you could do that. Now, that's one of the reasons why you have to be even better at what you do. Because the rate is up per hour, and I'm going to be there for less hours.
Man, I get it.
It's like,
the game is
what
changing.
What was an 8-hour session is now 3 at best. I'm in. What are we doing? Let's go.
Man, I'm here. I'm only here for 3 hours, so that's all.
Is this post-production another day, or is today then? No, I'm just playing. It's not that bad, but
even
you got to be more efficient, is what I'm saying.
Right. And with that efficiency, you've created more time for parenting.
Yeah,
so
you have to. Nothing
your
means
first
more.
time parent. How is that?
Nothing means more to me than making sure that he is straight, like he is good. You know what I mean? So that changes the whole game. Like, yeah, before making money was like, okay, I have an out date. I'm trying to retire by a certain age. I don't want to be working for anybody else or doing anything that isn't passion driven by a certain date. Mm-hmm. So you set those personal goals, but then when you add this kid in the mix, it's like, dang, okay, now I got a different set of goals.
Yeah.
On top of that fixed goal doesn't change, but now I gotta expedite the process, cause I gotta be not just straight for me. It's like, yeah, I like retro ones. No, this dude gotta go to college. if he want to go, I'm not sure that's going to be the path for him. But
I don't think people realize
that changes
some of
the game.
Sacrifices that come in once you have children.
Yeah.
You mentally, it changes your disposition. It changes who you are. It changes how you operate, and
it has to.
It's significantly different than when you get a spouse.
Yeah, because you know why? For me as a woman, and I know it's different, and you can attest to it from the male point of view, because picking up a spouse for you is like picking up my first child for me. Because there's a level of responsibility that you incur when this woman decides she's going to follow you to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You're
it's like, so where I sit, my husband holds that responsibility. So that actually, in so many ways, lightened my load. Like, we have a very clear hierarchy in my house. He takes care of me, and I take care of everything else.
But parenting is a thing, though.
That's not. No, he has to. He parents.
No, it's like, I'm just saying, like you said, he take care of you, make sure you straight. You take care of everything else. Everything else is you being present for that child outside of him in his absence, or even when he's present. You still, you're the constant. Yeah. Because taking care of you, that's the deal. Yeah. I'm taking care of you, so you gotta. Yeah. You're the constant in this kid's life. Not that I'm not gonna be there. I am here, but however, you when he be like, "Oh, mommy, yeah, that's you." Like he calling you. I don't know what bell you thought he rang. Why don't you call your daddy? Because no, you don't pay payroll to be the mommy. That's he understands.
Listen, and I cash my check every 2 weeks.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is. These people don't get it.
I mean, it's ultimately about partnership, though. We talking crazy or whatever right now, but it's about partnership, and it's about knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. If it's something that I'm good at that he's not, if it's something that he's good at that I'm not, why are we fighting over roles and gender roles and who does what? It's like,
anybody know me that knows my whole thing is, if I don't know how to do it and I'm in a relationship, you better know she know how to do it. And if you ain't figured that out about me yet, that's your fault. If it's something I don't know how to do it, and it ain't a lot of stuff I don't know how to do, but if it's something I don't know how to do,
those few things,
be clear, she know how to do it at a high level. Yeah, at a very high level.
But you got to. That is really the purpose of partnership. Companionship and all of that stuff. Like, we in the car, I'm the GPS, because he feels like, well, she has a great sense of direction. She knows how to get everywhere, and I do. But it's like, it took me a minute to realize, like, oh, he is solely relying on me to tell him what the next thing is. Okay.
And now you got it down to a science. Now it's a well-oiled machine.
It's a well-oiled machine now. But at first, because I wasn't clear, he wasn't clear. That's communication.
He was like, what are you doing?
I'm like, what do you do when I'm not here? He was like, I use GPS. I was like...
So you don't use it when you see me? So as soon as I get in the car, it's Siri died. She's off. I am Siri. That's what you're trying to tell me. Yeah. You fired her, and okay.
But it's cool because I'm like that with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, with him.
he know I don't play about Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
So don't play with me about Jesus.
So it's like, but I never have to be like, well, did you pay my tithes? I'm sure he paid it because
you don't play about Jesus.
I don't play.
I don't play about Jesus.
I mean, those are horrible examples on both parts, but yeah,
but
that's partnership to me.
How long have you? And I know you active in the church as well. I mean, you've been doing that for a long time. How long have you been doing it?
Since I was a shorty.
So well over, let's say for the sake of conversation,
35 years.
I was gonna say 15, 20, but okay, 35.
No, a kid.
Okay.
A kid, like singing DeLeon Richard, "Move On Up the Mountain" kid.
Yeah.
Like,
that's another whole.
Yeah, it's a whole demographic of us out there that grew up in that era that had to be that person, and I'm so glad so many of us have found our way.
Wow, you just brought back so much so fast. I have
with my shield and my sword.
Yeah, that's so much. I had to play drums for her several times. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, see, that's a little tidbit I didn't even know I've been knowing Curt all this time. I never knew that.
No,
so you was like on tour with DeLeon?
No. My principal.
So was you ever Kojic? That's something I don't know either. I know I know Pops was Baptist, but
no, my daddy was Kojic.
Oh my God, it all makes so much sense right now.
I played drums is my principal instrument.
Yeah, I know that.
I played for several people in the industry years ago.
But that's so crazy.
But and you know.
I mean, I had the dresses and everything. It was
Marvin Winans, Commission. I did hit for a couple times. Like,
but
these are just.
I knew a lot of things on your resume because there are a lot of things on there, but I did not know that you played for DeLeon Richards. I'll never get over that.
Nah, she had to sing that song, "Move On Up the Mountain." But it's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's.
But why would you even hold that information back from me?
Because I don't see Rex talking about playing for like Lil Georgie and the Praising Pimps. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't advertise some of them people that he played for. So I was like, I'm gonna leave this off of man. I'm gonna leave this off of man.
Yeah, stay on the humble.
Yeah, stay super humble. Shout out to Rex, man. One of my favorite people, man. I got a lot of these Chicago guys that I like, man. Like Tony, Sheree, all them people, man. They're some of my favorites. But anyway, let's not get it in. My question was, you've been singing in churches for about 35 years. How has that impacted your view of religion, being behind the veil? I don't think people realize when you work for church for that long, it can skew how you view church because you see things that the common parishioner would never see. And your understanding of things is completely different than what a regular member is. And I know I was in the same situation. So how have you managed that? And basically what I'm saying, I'm going to cut to the chase with people out there is, because she's been in the church working and singing for 35 years, her perspective of religion and everything is acutely different for her than it is for you. Don't mean her relationship with God is different. It's just how she views things is going to be uniquely different for you because you don't see what she sees. I had to give you something tough.
Of course. More than anything, it has reaffirmed my belief. Now it's almost like stages to get there though. As a kid, you're pretty, you're shielded from a lot of the stuff. The older you get as a teenager and the more you become an adult, the more you're able to see things and people are more willing to let you experience the fullness of humanity. I'll say it that way. It's because we're all human. As a kid, you always put people on a pedestal. Oh, well, if Mother Johnson can do this, anybody can do anything or whatever. And it's like, then you see Mother Johnson outside of Jules smoking a cigarette and it mess you up. It's like, not Mother Johnson. Yeah. She was just, and it's like, so you have those moments just as a normal person, but behind the scenes, people have to be themselves. And with that comes a responsibility because we're all human. We're all flawed. We all, we're conduits. The Lord uses us. That doesn't mean that we are not like everybody else. So that's what people think. It's a misconception. Oh, well, if this person is a pastor or a preacher or a teacher or a deacon or whatever name you want to give any position in church, oh, they must be perfect. And I think now we're at a stage in the world where people understand, because so much stuff has come to the light, like, oh, yeah, people aren't perfect. And the life isn't fair. But I'm at a stage now where I realize even though life isn't fair, God is.
That's true.
I went through a phase where church was a check. Like, it was a little spot in my 20s where I had mentally checked out. It's like you hear the same thing over and over and over.
You burn out from any job. 35
you burn out.
years, anything.
In my 20s, I was burnt out. And at that time, Monday through Friday, I would be at the studio all night, every night. On the weekends, I would do 4 churches. Yeah, so all you're hearing is noise and chatter. You're not able to plug in. The word isn't affecting you in any way because it's not even that you're guarded and you're shielded. You're just not present. You are not there. And I dialed it in for a couple years until one day I was sitting in church at one of the churches I was working at, and my phone died. My phone just died. I'll never forget, I had a Nextel and a sidekick.
She dating herself, y'all.
I mean, but it wasn't that long ago, but it was long enough. You know what I'm saying? Long enough for me to be on the other side of where I was, thankfully. Because I was unplugged, and I had no choice that day but to listen. And it was the reading of God's word that did something to me. The sermon was great. It was well written, all of those things. But sometimes I had been so detached that I wasn't even reading. I wasn't studying. I wasn't doing anything outside of my artistry to grow myself as a person or to connect to anything or anything spiritual. So it's like from that day on, I said, well, I can't keep doing this. So I quit all of the churches except for one. Because first of all, I got tired of them paying me in rolls of quarters and balled up. No, I'm just playing.
That's literally why I stopped playing.
I mean, and
I'm
it's
not
now.
Gonna be whooping on no pastor for no money. See, I just
oh
feel
no,
like
it's not even that. But I've not had to deal with a whole lot of that. But I have realized like proper valuation of my time.
Yeah.
As a youngster, you don't realize that. In your 20s, you don't realize that. Like you'll take any gig for any amount of money just to be doing it because you love what you do that much.
Some of them can be disrespectful in the process. And they're disrespectful because they're arrogant. And what I mean by that is, instead of saying, hey, look, Torri, this week, we just don't have it. I need to be able to double up next week. Let me do this, then the other.
But see, that's transparency. So many people that are in ministry don't have a fair assessment of themselves. So they're unable to be honest and transparent about the dealings and how the inner workings of the church go.
But see, that's problematic because I rendered the service.
Well, yeah, on the business tip, don't come to me with no thoughts and prayers when you're supposed to have dollars and cents.
Right,
I get that.
So for me, I'm not. This ain't my home church, so I only extend credit there.
Well, see, it's different. Back when stuff used to happen like that to us, because this happened to both of us, it was a different world. Now they'll go on Facebook or wherever and air you out like,
no, see, none of that.
This pastor, you still want your money. You don't.
No. I mean, you don't have to worry about me blasting on Facebook. You just gonna have to explain why your Bible study on Wednesday knotted up.
Oh, I mean, there's plenty of people getting whooped at church. You see the videos.
No, I'm just saying.
And I never know the backstories. I always wonder too. You see them? Did you see the one with the lady in the fur, or it was a man in the fur?
I don't know, but I know the dude walked in and whooped another dude while the pastor's up talking. But the pastors don't want to catch them punky heads because you got to explain. The devil is busy. No, he ain't busy. You ain't paying your bills, cuz. That's what happened. And the collections came due. You had to catch a fade because you was talking about.
See, the only thing about getting physical, you still ain't gonna have the money, and now your knuckles sore.
Now I was raised a different way. So if you gonna whoop them, you gonna rob them.
You know that's not my
reality. You gonna whoop them, you gonna rob them. If
I'm
I
gonna
put
take
my
the
hands
L.
on you, I'm taking the wallet. I'm taking the watch. I'm taking whatever else because I had to touch you. You
Run
make me
it.
touch. See, that's a different game. I just come from a different era. If I gotta put my hands on you, I'm taking something too. I'm not just whooping you to leave you here to have these armor bearers and nurses come. Oh God, oh the Lord, oh he's a healer. No, G, we gonna be. Where's my wallet? Like fam took that. Where my car keys? He left in there. That's why I had to stop playing.
I'm so glad you retired.
I had to stop because
I'm
I was
so
like,
glad.
I can't, cause
But see, you know,
I can't do that.
That's not my reality. Like
No, I don't expect you to whoop on nobody
Thank
like that.
you. The few L's I've had to take, I took them gracefully because it's always
we do.
Yeah, but you know what? It comes from where I'm doing what I'm doing from. If I'm doing it from a place where it's strictly about the bread, then I'm gonna feel away. But if I'm doing it from a place now, I'm at a different place, so I'm doing it from a place of service, or I'm sewing into these people. Like most of the gigs I take, it's purposeful. It's not just about the bread. You know what I mean? It's like, what am I able to gain from this experience outside of money? How am I able to help somebody through this? What empowerment is being exchanged here? Like, it has to be more than that. So if the bread is tricky, I still have gotten something from the situation. Sometimes God puts us in those situations where we have to. Yeah, because you want to beat everybody up.
No, I don't. That is not a desire of mine. I be just wanting to get paid. I just be wanting.
And then here's the thing:
you
when
say
you
you
do it
gonna
from
pay
the
me
right place,
$35. Pay me $35.
the Lord always provides.
He do, and sometimes he be wanting to use you to teach a lesson too. He want to use you as a tool. Sometimes Peter made it in. You remember that? Peter had to touch a couple people along the way. He had to touch about 4 or 5 people. He had to put his hands on a couple people. I don't want to do that, but if the Lord say, "Hey man, go ahead and touch fam.
Use you as my vessel."
Yeah, let me touch fam because he should have paid you.
So basically, what you're telling me is Peter was Jesus's muscle. Like, hey, handle my lightweight.
I don't know him like that, but it's very likely.
It's probable.
It's very probable that Peter was used like, and that's it is. The Bible is all parables, right? So you have to make it relative. Peter served a purpose. Peter was goonish
to show you
that goons could make it in.
Yeah.
You gonna take off somebody's ear? Would you please stop cutting off people's ear? I'm gonna put this ear back on, but stop cutting off people's ears. All right, Jesus, I ain't cutting nobody else's ear off because you told me, but you wish you said something earlier. I'd cut his nose off. But it's cool, since this is what you want me to do. That's what a Peter is. Like, I was finna do this anyway, but I don't want you putting people's ears back on and exposing yourself. It's cool. I'm gonna stop. That's how I interpret it. I don't know how nobody else interprets it.
I gotta read that text. Did Jesus like put his ear back on and like? I don't.
The way they taught it in Vacation Bible School, the ear got put back on. So I don't know.
But you know what? Think about it. Now, because honestly, I can't say I haven't read that text in so long.
Let me get that for you, G.
I'm sorry, my man's
is wild in the day, man. Curt, stop.
But that's my thing. Like, what if they put that in the Vacation Bible School lesson just to not traumatize kids? That, hey, it's preachers out here cutting ears off. It's disciples out here getting with people.
It's deacons that could probably take an ear off.
But what I'm saying is, what if that's not true? What if he didn't fix the ear?
What if he didn't fix the ear? And what if Peter just said, "I'm sorry"?
Please, in the comments, let us know if Jesus fixed the ear.
I don't know if he fixed the ear or not. Maybe Peter had to say, "I'm sorry." What I'm saying is,
where's my phone?
He had to do something. Peter did something because he didn't like the terms and conditions. And all I'm saying is, Peter still made it in.
We have gone down such a treacherous path.
Call me a liar.
No, I'm not.
Peter made it in. He had to do something.
But you're right about one thing. There are things in the Bible to affirm for us that there's a place for us. Rahab was a hoe.
See what I'm saying?
Jesus had to grieve. Like, he went through things. He shouldn't have had to.
Judas was bogus as hell.
Right.
We all got a bogus as hell person like he bogus as hell. She bogus as hell. See what I'm saying? So all of these people find redemption somewhere. Yeah. Peter's smacking the shit out of people or cutting off ears or whatever thing he did. He was able to get in. He had to get disciplined, had to get chastised. Hey, look, fam.
Listen.
Stop cutting people ear. Okay? We not doing that no more. We stop. Okay? Stop it. Alright, fam. I'm gonna stop. That's all I'm saying. Hey, let me put this ear back on here. Hey, Torri, I'm sorry about this motherfucker here. He a little out of control. That's all I'm saying. But okay. I digress.
Yes.
Being married to an entrepreneur.
Yes.
How's that been?
Wow. So, yeah, man. Being married, period, you really gotta know. I don't recommend anybody get married.
What do you have to know?
You gotta know that this is the person. I don't recommend anybody get married if you have the slightest tinge of doubt, like reasonable doubt, not even a full on like it's sketchy. Like no, I'm not even sure. If you feel like that, then forget it because life happens and change happens, and if you're marrying somebody for anything that is not a core part of who they are character-wise, then you can hang it up. If you marry them because they got a certain job or because they look a certain way or because all that stuff is flexible. I didn't marry an entrepreneur. I married a person that worked for corporate stuff, the whole thing. So it's like we have shifted gears so many times in the course of our marriage to like, it's just like Mario Brothers. You gotta go to the next level. So you gotta play through each level. And so that's what we're doing. And it's such a beautiful experience simply because we picked the right person for, real, like, I'm like a fake entrepreneur just because I can monetize stuff I'm easy at. I mean, that's me oversimplifying it, but I've read every book about every specific subject that relates to my business and constantly evolving and taking courses and classes, and it's inspired me to never get tired of learning. You know what I mean? Like, he pushes the envelope for me, and I thought I was like pretty smart. And then,
here we go.
It's like,
Mike,
cool.
Shout out to Michael. Michael's a dope dude. I got him on. He'll be one of my guests coming up soon. So
yeah, so y'all will see.
Like he a different cat, but it's cool. He's super cool, and I appreciate that, and I really like how y'all work together.
Yeah.
So now it's time for rapid fire. You ready for a little rapid fire?
Let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna do either or, and then I'm gonna say a word. You say the first thing come to your head.
Okay.
All right. Starting off from open or close.
Open.
Hard or soft.
Soft.
Professional or hood.
Depends. Depends.
Professional or hood.
I'm gonna go with professional.
Okay. Fried or baked.
Fried.
And here we go. Word association. Efficient.
Schedules.
Dependable.
Micah.
Crypto.
Currency.
Leadership.
Servitude.
Sexy.
All black.
That's it.
Okay, hey.
Rapid fire. You did good. You gave me something. I thought some of them was a little, you know what I'm saying? It was a little efficient. I'd have been like.
Yeah, so let me just explain it to the audience. A part of my job, because I am one of the behind the scenes characters for Supertransfer podcast, is to come up with rapid fire for guests. So Curt had to come up with my rapid fire instead of me writing my own. So I'm super excited.
Right. I'm just like,
I was sitting here
I thought she was gonna say hood, because y'all don't know it like I know. That was a tough one for her. She had to say
because I'm my best friend Carla, and we grown up, so you're not supposed to say you have a best friend, but my dear friend Carla, right? I know, it's so crazy. I love her so much, but yeah, she has laughed at me. We've been friends since we were like 15. She laughs at me all the time because y'all probably can't see, but every once in a while I just have this little like hood flare up. Like, I'm from the hundreds. South side.
I knew Hood was coming. She shot me with professional. I thought
because I'm at a different. I'm transitioning. Yeah, I'm transitioning in the sense that all my thoughts are against what Hood is. Because for me, Hood represents comfort. It represents, I know by any means necessary, it can get done. But I'm transitioning to a place where it's like, I need to be uncomfortable. Because that's where the real bread is. That's where the, professionalism, the hard push, that ethic, that regimented.
I thought my curveball was gonna be crypto. You did good with that one too.
Well, I was gonna say Superman, because it made me think about
Kryptonite.
Yeah, and then the second thought came, like so many things came. It's like, no, what's the real thing? Oh, it's like, okay, because I was thinking about the Outkast song.
Yeah.
I be on it, man.
And then Dependable, Mikey came up. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
That's good. That's strong.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing I think about. Like, sometimes you hear a word and you think about somebody's face.
Man. So, I'm super glad to have you. We finished. We got through it. We learned a lot about Torri and everything she is. Give us a little bit about Nouns and some of the stuff you got going on in your book. Tell us some stuff.
Well, Nouns is a lifestyle blog that I have. You can find us everywhere. Nouns, a lifestyle blog. And I share about the people, places, things, ideas, and food that I love the most. So I have stuff on there about restaurants and travel and mental health and homeschooling, so many variety things that basically it's my life, me sharing my life and the things that I'm really passionate and care about, including pickles, like super random stuff.
That's awesome. Shout out to Michael.
Yes, Mike and Torri. We have a book out called 1 to 1. Yeah. It's a relationship book, so it's doing really well. You can find it on Amazon. It's 1, like the number ONE to 1, WON, 1 to 1. You can find us on Amazon. Put us on your Kindle, swipe, get your love thing going.
Shout out to my man Griff. Shout out to Maddie.
Yes.
My facial, I'll be coming to see her.
She turns 21.
When?
In 11 days.
Turn up.
Yeah.
Man. So, and like I said, Torri like family. That's why I'm sending a shout out to all the people, man. I got much love for you. Thank you for doing the podcast.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
you for being a part of EP. I love you. I appreciate you, and that's what we got, man. We gone.
Griffin, mommy loves you.
All right, bye.
Oh, my goodness. That episode just blessed me mightily. I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. We got more episodes coming soon, but always remember, subscribe, like, and share on YouTube, Nutty Music TV. Y'all be blessed.